resistance. Okay, so I just came to know most of the people they clearly doesn't know anything about mutual funds. Okay, they wanted to cleanly know about mutual funds. Okay, so I got few questions from people like Shravan Korada. Okay, he asked me about derivatives. Okay, so I'll just explain him in detail because derivatives is a topic which is completely out of our presentation today. Derivatives is something which is based on trading stocks related that we can talk out of box. And coming to our present topic, savings. What exactly mutual funds are? How mutual funds are useful for as a financial tool for us, and how we need to look at the mutual funds just as an investment option. Okay, so before that, we'll just go with basics and we'll start with basics. Let us understand what is the actual necessity for us to understand the mutual funds. Okay, is it seriously necessary to explore that particular aspect apart from regular instruments like savings, fixed deposits, and other stuff? Okay, so here we can see we have a lot of confusion. Okay, what is saving, what is investing? Okay, so what is savings and what is investment? Okay. So we just park the money in any saving account, or we can just idly park the money in a piggy bank that we can call it as savings, right? So what happens when we park money in savings, and what is the thing which affects it seriously? So I'll just explain you with examples so that that will clearly help you out understand. So impact of inflation. What happens? See, we have 5 lakhs in hand today. Okay, and we thought of purchasing a car, which costs us 5 lakhs today. Okay, so we decided not to buy the car today because of some other reasons, maybe because of COVID or other reasons. Okay, so we waited for another 2 years. Okay, so after 2 years, the price of the car has been increased to 7 lakhs. But what we are holding in our savings account is 5 lakhs. Okay, maybe because saving account also offers some interest to us. Okay, that 5 lakhs became 6 lakhs. But still, we will not be in a position to afford the car because the cost of the car has gone to 7 lakhs. So this is the price of the car from 5 lakhs. It has moved to 7 lakhs. This is inflation. We can say in simple terms, even if it doesn't do anything to the rupee value will change because of inflation. So, likewise, inflation is something that will reduce the value of rupee on a day-to-day basis. Okay, the value of same 100 rupees is not the same after 1 year or 2 years. We know that. Okay, so what happens exactly? So the same grocery store somewhere in 1990, 2007, the values of the prices might change drastically. Here are some examples. Again, 1990 we used to see the petrol prices somewhere around 9 rupees, 9.84 rupees, and now in last 2 years it has gone to 70, 75, 80 rupees also. The same with milk, same with Tata. So the inflation is something which erodes our rupee value. So what it is, what it makes difference between savings and investing is something. If we are able to make something, if we are able to make some return much higher than the rate of inflation, then we are investing. Is it clear? If we are making something more than inflation, then only we are investing. If you are making money just lying a savings account, if the money is just kept ideally in a bank account where we are making some interest which doesn't beat the inflation rates, then we are just parking and we are saving. That's all, nothing else. Hope this point is clear, right? So I'll just show you some more examples. See, apart from as I told you, the inflation of some the inflation, average inflation, the government or the economy projects something around 5%, 6%, 4%. After BJP came into picture, the inflation has been kept at 4% all over from last 4 or 5 years. But what is the inflation of food? So the inflation of food is something different. The inflation of education is something different. The inflation of medical expenses that's completely different. Okay, here we can see the lifestyles or some of the examples where the inflation has been changed. Entertainment, one of the specific aspect where the inflation has been raised drastically. So for a vacation, when we used to spend some 50,000, now it has gone to 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. In some cases, it has gone to 5 lakhs also. So this is where the inflation comes into picture, and this is which completely erodes our money, even if we lie for in bank account, which offers us some 3%, 4% interest rate. Okay, so differences we can see. Returns, yes, savings will also offer you some returns which are comparatively low. Okay, goals, just to have a immediate expenses like our rents. Okay, maybe for our basic expenses we can just park them in savings account. Yeah, risk particularly it is no, because it is kept in savings account. Yeah, definitely we doesn't have any risk on that particular part. And creating wealth, we cannot say, because this savings can't even beat inflation. So how do we expect that that will create wealth? So there is no way at all. Okay, when it comes to investing, what happens? Because we are investing in some or the other aspect. Okay, that what are the criteria or where we can invest, that I'll explain you later. Okay, because we are investing somewhere, we have an option to generate something more than the savings. Okay, goals. Yeah, definitely we can meet our goals, because based on our investment in the particular asset category, our goals, our risk, and creating wealth is been categorized. Okay, so there are different asset classes that I'll explain you. Before that, these slides I just wanted to show you how a normal person, a middle class, and a rich categorize their incomes and expenses. So this will help you understand more in detail. See here, if you can see, okay, this is a typical normal expenses and income flow for a normal person. So a person makes income maybe from his salary. So he makes income, and the same income will be routed to his expenses like taxes, rent, food, transportation, and clothes. So that is how the money flow continues. Okay. So one portion of income and the other are expenses. So what is the next one? See, this is a typical middle class we just generally used to see on a daily basis. See, what happens here is salary is the income. Okay, apart from expenses like taxes, loans, card payments, there is something else called as loans. Okay, they are obligated to pay some huge loans like car loans, home loans, mortgage, school loans. So if this is the scenario, they will be in a position to expand their liabilities. I mean, assets are something which we build that generates income. Liabilities are something which we pay for it. Okay. So when they have a liability class, what they do generally, they they pay for liabilities as they pay for expenses, because the source of income is a single source, but the expenses have multiple exits. So it will be a typical in creating our income uh, or increasing our income. So this is how the rich is been allocate, how the rich people allocate the money. Here we can see like, so income is been generated from their asset class. If you see here clearly, okay. So here the income is being generated from their asset classes. Okay. So they have real estate as one asset class, stocks, bonds, notes, properties. So they deal many things which they make a asset column. So this particular asset column will generate an income to them. Okay, they might get a salary income, as well as this asset class will help them to increase their income. So real estate will generate them rental income, stocks will generate them dividend income, bonds, notes will generate them interest income. Okay, property will give them royalties. So with this, what they have done, they have increased their number of income. When they have increased the income columns, when they have expenses and liabilities, this particular income column will help them to take care of their expenses and liabilities. So hope this point is clear, right? So my question, just to make sure that participants are active and live. So how many are following these three categories? We can just say like this is one category. Okay. Okay, poor, middle class, and rich. So can someone chart, post it on chat, which category are you are lying presently into? Great. So Amit, you are really doing great by choosing this. Good. See, that is the point. Okay, so we have explored only second and third. The point, okay, the understanding of this particular session is to completely change our scenario, or our part of increasing our income columns. Okay, so fine. So we'll go to the next slide. Yeah, someone had a question. Yeah, please. Mr. Galaxy. Yeah, you can just post it here. So anyone had a question? You can just post it here. Okay, so we'll go to the next slides. Yeah. So understanding asset classes, as we have discussed here, through these asset classes, we can create huge income. So what are these asset classes? Okay. So asset classes might be equity, might be real estate, might be in equity. Again, we can say a category called debt. Okay, might be a cash, just like our savings account and cash equivalents, and commodities like gold, silver, natural gas, etc. And any commodity which we are comfortable at. So out of these categories, okay, equity as an asset class, what we can understand as equity? Equity is something like shares, holding shares, buying the shares, selling at a higher price, making money. So here our principal is been appreciated, we make money. Or holding the shares so that we receive dividends on a regular basis, that is another source of money. So this is one asset class. But to understand stocks and shares, one need to have a lot of expertise, and he just need to be more on part of learning rather than investing, because until and unless he keep his mind on uh, exploring the technical and fundamentals of a stock, he cannot blindly invest in. Okay, I'll just show you here. See, to understand any specific stock, we need to look at their annual reports, their balance sheets, their profit and loss statements, the cash flow statement, how their management is doing. Even though after looking at these many stuff and these many stocks, there are only 70 stocks here. We can clearly see there are only 70 out of BSE 500 companies which have clean books and clean accounting. So we can just understand that any speculation happens in the share price. Okay, when the share value increases or decreases, there are a lot of background parameters which are responsible for that. Okay, we have recently seen there's a hike in Reliance share with a small news like that. Facebook is going to already Facebook has invested around taken their 10% of their stake. When Facebook has taken 10% of their stake, okay, so that particular news has triggered the share to again reach the highest value. Okay. So again, similarly, when there is a news that Google or Amazon they wanted to add something in Vodafone Idea or Airtel, yeah, definitely the share prices will increase. But that particular increase in the share price because of news is a temporary, and that is just for a short time. But we need to be very careful, because we parking our hard-earned money in these particular shares, okay, with just a small inputs and small news, that only creates a huge loss, nothing else. Okay, so for that we just need to have a lot of inputs, just like here the inputs are mentioned, like we just need to follow the reports of the company, we just need to understand their strategy, what is their strategy for the next few years. Without the understanding of these particular things, we cannot ideally park money in shares. Okay. So again so again, even after knowing these many norms and rules, and we cannot seriously assure that the particular share might go up or down. So the risk is always ours. Again, in the same way, the another part of exploring shares is through mutual funds, that too through equity mutual funds. I'll explain a bit more on equity mutual funds, how it are managed or how these equity mutual funds works, okay, in the next few minutes. So debt as an asset class, as we have discussed here, equity is one asset class. Debt we can say, like, see, fixed deposits, simply fixed deposits we can just say as a debt, debt instruments, okay. So might be some government bonds, corporate bonds, debentures, and debt mutual funds are also be called as debt instruments. So what these do, these generate returns, okay, might be a little bit more than our inflation rate, but the chances of creating wealth might not be possible with these instruments. These instruments help us to safeguard our investment beating the inflation. Okay, let us say our 100 rupees became 104 rupees with inflation. Okay, if it is parked in savings account, it will be 103 rupees only. But by parking in these instruments, we have an option to make something more than 104, maybe 105, 106, or 107. Okay, so that is the advantage of exploring these debt investments. So someone who is looking for a kind of principal secure, okay, again, the chances of principal risk, and there are few risks which are to be explained in this debt category that I'll explain in the debt part of mutual funds. Okay, so cash as an asset class. So cash as an asset class, I can just say for our daily and immediate needs, we can just park uh, stuff in cash. I mean, savings account, or there are basic funds like liquid funds. We can just park for our immediate need. Yeah, definitely this cash and cash equivalents will not beat inflation. So it is just for our time being need. The real estate, again, real estate as an asset class, how we can design. So either someone who is a dealer who buy and sell property, buy land and sell land. Okay, he makes ventures, he creates an opportunity for new buyers. These are the people who generally make money out of it. Okay, or someone who buy properties, might be a residential or commercial, and who earns rent on these properties. So they can consider that real estate as an asset class for us. Okay, it is not like someone buying a property of 1 crore completely on a loan, okay, and paying the interest of that particular loan on a huge interest rates. So that will not be considered as a real estate. I mean, that will not be considered as an asset class. Okay, so real estate, again, to sell the property, it cannot be done immediately, because we just need to look or wait for the time, and we need to find a buyer. Yeah, we need to find a buyer who is seriously or who is cash rich, so that it can be easily liquidated. But coming to liquidating our real estate as an asset class, it takes time, but we must allocate this as a portion. We cannot depend this real estate at a complete asset class. Okay, so which asset class is best? Okay, someone, because we have already seen these many asset classes. So equity, debt, cash, real estate, and commodities like gold. Now we just hold gold in ornaments, in form of ornaments, or it can be bought in form of ETFs or stuff like that. So based on this stuff, can someone post which is the asset class which is more comfortable to you? Which asset class do you think that is best for you? Is my voice audible, right? Equity, yeah. Any others? Gold, nice. So any other anyone feels that which asset class is good? Commodities, okay. Commodities, we can say gold and other gases. And anyone, no one says real estate is best asset class. In long run, equity is best. Yeah. Okay. Somewhat. Okay. So fine. I'll just show you a few data. Okay, where we can understand which asset class is seriously good at. So, is the data visible to you? Yes. Yes, fine. So here we can see, okay. So the value of 100, okay, this we can say like inflation value, okay. So this is how the rupee is being depreciated. In 81, the value of 100 rupees, okay. Now in 2020, 1252 rupees is same. Hope you got it right. So similarly, we can see the gold rates on year how the gold rates have been increased from 1,670 rupees from 81 in 2020 it came to 43 rupees. I mean 43,000. So in the last slide, okay, if someone can see, I'll just zoom in so that it will be visible, more visible to you. Okay, see here if you see this, okay, see the CAGR of particular instrument, okay. So inflation has got an average growth of 6.52%. So this is how inflation has increased. And here we can see gold has an average returns of 8.48%, okay, from 1981 to 2020. And silver has got a returns of 6.92% per annum from 81 to 2020. Okay, and this is the fixed deposits which have given a 8.6% on an average, and this is the PPF account, public provident fund account. And last we can see Sensex. How much Sensex has given? 13.71. Even though in March we had a huge correction, but still we are able to see the returns from equity, okay, which are not been eroded. Before March, if you could consider, the equity average returns were somewhere around 13 to 16%, more than 15 16%. Okay, so this particular point, I just wanted to note you, like, see here we have seen a consistent growth in terms of gold. Okay, so the value or the percentage, there is a fluctuation, but when we look at PPF or fixed deposits, here we can see, so the rate of interest are very, very constant, 9%, 8.5, 8.5, 9, 9, 9, 11, 12. In recent years, the rates have been reduced from 9% to 7.5. And now no bank is offering something more than 6%. Every bank is offering something less than 8%. But when we look at here Sensex values, see the changes. In a particular year, it has given 35%, 26%, minus 3, 44, 62, minus 11. Okay, let us see the last few years. In 2020, it has given minus 24%, 17%. See, the volatility is so high, but it end up making huge returns to us. Okay. So now we'll just come to mutual funds. We'll understand what exactly mutual funds are, how these mutual funds work. So what these mutual funds are? Okay, what exactly happens? Okay. Just like shares, see, investors pool their money. Okay, they park the money in particular fund, maybe some X fund, and fund managers collect this money. And again, this fund manager will park in securities, and he generates money out of the security. Again, we can call it as shares only, or any debt instruments. He makes money and he gives back to investors. So when we talk about this, okay, when we explore any particular mutual fund, I'll just show you what exactly this particular mutual fund, any particular mutual fund. Again, that mutual fund is been invested into stocks only, so in equity. So here I'm showing some mutual fund. Okay, Mirae Asset focused fund. So this has got some value 9.837. Okay, so how many here I have shown it. So around fund manager has collected all the money. So the fund manager has collected around 2,596.58 crores in this particular fund. Okay, so this amount is been handled by fund manager. Okay, so what he has done, so he has parked in around 31 stocks. Here we can see the list of stocks where the money is being parked. So out of this 31 stocks, I mean, out of this complete amount, okay. So 31 stocks he has chosen, and every stock has got some allocation. Okay, you can see till 100% each and every penny where it has been parked into. So HDFC Bank 10%, Reliance Industries 8%, ICICI Bank 6%, Infosys 6%. Okay. So what happens if we have invested everything in a single stock? Okay, I will just see. I'll just show you that. So what happens? Okay, we'll just Google it. What happens? In last 6 months, the price of ICICI Bank has reached the highest value of 545 rupees. Hope my screen is visible to everyone, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. So see the price of ICICI Bank in, we'll just consider two time values so that the explanation and the things will be more clear. Okay. Let us say I have invested everything, that my 1 lakh rupees I have invested in a single stock like ICICI Bank. Okay. Knowing that the bank is the best and I have invested. So here in 2020, okay. So on 20th February, the price of ICICI Bank is 547. You can just see the small numbers, right? So 547. And what is the present value today? 340. So how much is the depreciation till now from the highest value? 30%, right? Yes. Someone can post as so that it is clear. I feel like it is clear to everyone, right?
Yes. Yes, it is
So
clear.
yeah. So from 547 to 343, okay, our principal has eroded from 100 rupees, means 1 lakh to 70,000 on present day. So what happened with the same equity mutual fund? Here I have been showing the same equity mutual fund, right? So here we'll see what happened from the same time, 10 years. Okay. So in the last 1 year or in the last 6 months, okay, here which date we have considered? February 20, 2020, right?
Yes.
Nice. So February 20, 2020, what is the price of this particular fund? So it is around 11.92 rupees, right? 12 rupees. Let us assume it has reached 12 rupees. And what is the present value of this same fund? The present value of the fund is 9.82 rupees. How much it has gone to? So can we consider for just for a calculation reason, can let us consider as 10 rupees, right? So from 12 rupees, this has fallen to 9.8, 10 rupees. Okay, around 20-25% of depreciation in the principal. Okay, and with a single share, how much we have a depreciation from 540 to somewhere around 340, somewhere around 30 to 35% depreciation. Like I just wanted to point that with the help of a mutual fund, we have an option to reduce the risk. Okay, so here we are not buying a single share and we are not betting on a single company. Okay, as our money is been diversified into multiple stocks like HDFC 10%. Here also we are holding ICICI. Here our ICICI holding is 6.64%. As we have diversified our investment into multiple stocks, the risk has been reduced. Is my point clear? Right? So the advantage of holding something in mutual fund, we will reduce the risk because it has a inbuilt diversification. Okay, our money is already diversified by investing into mutual fund. So how we make returns? Yeah, definitely. Just like how the stocks works, we make returns out of it. And how it helps us? It helps us in reducing the time in understanding a stock, because if we can identify a better fund, okay, so there is nothing like understanding a stock, because the portfolio of these particular funds will change on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. It depends on the fund. Because if you look at the value of these stocks, okay, next month the holding or next day the holding in HDFC Bank might not be 10.5, 10.05%. It will change. Okay, how much we have, how much it has changed, we can just look at here also. Okay, so every year how much percentage it has changed, we can see here. This is the monthly change happened. Okay, they have increased 0.33% here, they have reduced here, they have increased here, they have reduced here. So that is how we can just monitor, and we have a transparency and understanding what is going in our existing or holding mutual fund. Okay, so just likewise I have told you, I have shown you the value of a fund at 12 rupees, 9.87 rupees. With all the values or with all the stocks, they give a consolidated value to a fund. Okay, which we will be able to understand and know clearly that this particular fund has got some 12 rupees. So when we invest in ICICI share, how many shares we'll get? 1 lakh divided by 343. Likewise, if we invest in a mutual fund, how many units we'll get? 1 lakh divided by 10. That is 10,000 units. That will be allocated to us. Okay. So again, mutual funds have got an custodian of SEBI. Okay. Under that, there is an AMFI, Association of Mutual Funds of India, which are being cleanly monitored, just like our regular shares. Yeah, I got some. Yeah. Yeah. So what is the option? Okay, just like the shares we can just buy on a monthly basis or at the intervals whenever we wanted to. In mutual funds also, we got an option to buy one time or monthly. So if we want to buy a single share of ICICI, how much we need to spend? 343. If it is a Maruti, we need to have some 5,000 rupees. But with, yeah. Is it clear? So just like that. So we have an option of mutual funds, regular investments, and in terms of SIP also, we can choose what is the option. If you are investing on a monthly, that is called SIP. If you are investing on a single go, it is called a one-time investment. So as I told, these have been already mentioned. Like diversification is already there inbuilt in mutual fund. Okay, it is already professionally managed. A fund manager who has an experience of 15-20 years. We can just see who is a fund manager, what is his experience, and all the details. So yeah, everything is being disclosed. Okay, everything. What are the changes? Okay, how much a particular stock value has been increased, how much the stock value has been decreased. That can be shown in that can be easily available in mutual funds. Liquidity, yes. Okay, if it is an equity scheme, we have a 4 days of liquidity. If we exit today, in another 4 days we will get our money back in our account. Okay, if it is a liquid fund, in a day or two we'll get the money in our account. Okay, so affordability, yes. If to buy a share, single share, the cost of a share might be some 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 rupees. But in mutual funds we can invest as low as 100, 500 rupees also. Might be a monthly or a one-time investment. That depends on us. Okay, so this is about mutual funds. And coming to the categories, okay, I'll just show you a simplified picture where we can understand how the classifications are. Yeah. So in mutual fund, there are a lot of categories. Just like in stocks, we have to select the categories only in terms of auto sector, banking sector, or something. But here in mutual fund, we have large variety of categories. Okay, here we can see these are the number of categories we have in mutual fund. Is this visible? Okay, in equity schemes, again we have categories like large cap, mid cap, small cap. Okay, so these are the categories. Am I audible now? There is a small power issue.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So, so as I told you, the categorization, how the categorization is there, I'll just show you. So SEBI has given multiple categorizations in the schemes. Okay. So based on the categorization, we can come to we can just say like, okay, in equity we have multiple categories. Okay, large cap, mid cap, small cap, multi cap, value, focused category, contra category. So these are the different categories in equity schemes. Okay, equity schemes alone we have these many categories. Okay, in specific sector also we can invest, like only in a pharma sector, only in a, uh, infra, or might be in any consumers like FMCGs. We can just explore. Okay, so in debt schemes we have multiple more options than equity schemes. Yeah. So what happens? A overnight fund which comes for a single day. Okay. Liquid fund which comes for a 0 to 7 days or 30 days, up to 30 days. We can just park for 30 days. Okay. Ultra short term money market funds which comes from 1 year, from 1 month to 6 months, 3 months, 1 year. So the category, the short term, the medium term duration, long term duration, these categories, even after investment goes to 5 years, 10 years also, we can just hold in these that kind of mutual funds for a longer tenure, who doesn't want to have any exposure into equity or shares related stuff, who don't want to take any principal risk which is considered to equity. So again, a hybrid class which is a combination of equity and debt. Okay, some solution oriented funds like retirement funds, children funds, index funds which uh, are completely or mostly parks their money into index, completely a BSC, Nifty 50, okay, top 50 companies of Nifty, Nifty 100, complete Nifty, okay. This is how the categorization has been taking place. So, and again, some close-ended funds and some open-ended funds. So, close-ended and open-ended funds which have a fixed tenure where the fund cannot be exited after or for a particular time. If we cannot exit, those are now there are, that's up to us how we wanted to choose a fund. Okay, so this is how equity debt funds. If I'll just show you a last slide. Okay, so that I think with that we will come to a small conclusion. Okay, so how this SIP works and how this SIP seriously helps in creating wealth. Okay, this is the example I just show you. Yeah. So we have here for just an example. Hope the picture is clear, right? So here we'll just I have considered a live value of an investment. Okay, Aditya Birla Sun Life, Aditya Birla Equity Fund. Okay, what is this equity fund? This is a multi-cap fund. Okay, in this category is the multi-cap fund. So a 15,000 is been parked monthly from 2003. Okay, from 2003 every month. If you can see here, April, May, June, every month this 15,000 is been deducted, and on that particular day the unit value is 26 rupees. So these many units are allocated to the investor. So the next day, the next month, again another 15,000 he has added, and this is a unit value. So these units are being added to his statement. So the number of units are increasing on monthly basis, and the unit value is also being changing on a monthly basis. So what happens on a longer run? The principal is changing based on the market value. Here we can see market value. So every time, it sometimes here 15,000, here the 30,000 is only 29,000, but here 60,000 is somewhere 48,000. So another 15,000 has been increased. I mean, another 3,000 has been increased. Okay. Likewise, we see on a longer run what happens. 2005, the unit value from 26, it has reached to 93 rupees also. Hope this is visible, right? So again, our principal is been changing according to the market value. So it has reached 115 rupees. Okay, in 2005 itself. Just remember this 110, 115 value. I'll show you again. So it has started increasing 120, 130, 140, 120 again. It has dropped 130. And the fluctuations are always there. The fluctuations are always there. The up and downs are always there. At a particular year, 2008, the value has reached to 314 rupees. Okay, in 2008 we had a crisis, a similar crisis, because this 2020 is being considered as something like a Lehman crisis or subprime crisis which happened in 2008. So in 2008 what happened, the market has corrected a huge. Okay, here even in this chart we can see in 2008 the market has corrected somewhere around 52%. Okay, so that value I can just show you. So around 52%, the market has corrected 52%. So our investment from 314 rupees unit value has gone to, let us see here. Okay, how much it has gone to? 2000, only 111 rupees. This 111 rupees is the value which we have seen in 2005 here. Okay, again in 2009 we have seen this value. So what happened to the principal? Obviously the principal from 34 lakhs, even though we adding every month 15,000, that has been reduced to 13 lakhs here. Here we can see 13 lakhs is the lowest. Okay, and it took only few months to bounce back from 111 to 2203 rupees just in 3 months. Okay, next 4 months again this 13 lakhs has moved to 25 lakhs in just 3 months. So that is how that is the power of equity. We cannot expect or we cannot predict how fast the equity is bounced and how fast the value moves. So see, the correction is temporary, so that kind of fluctuations will be there always. See the present value. Okay, so here in this example, we have considered a tenure of 16 years, 8 months. That means 200 installments of 15,000. So 200 into 15. Can someone post how much is the invested value here in this scenario? Yes. Is my voice audible? Yeah. So here we can see that the principal invested is 30 lakhs. The unit value has gone to 746 rupees per unit, and this is the total number of units we are holding from day one. How many units we are holding? Some 17,800. So the final value will be 746 into 17,800. So this became 1 crore 33 lakhs. Hope this is clear. So this is how the SIP helps us to average the risk and helps us to utilize each and every opportunity the market gives, just like the correction. So this is what generally happens. Okay, this is what when people invest, but what happens in general, I'll just show you. Okay, so when there is a huge addition, okay, when there is a huge rise in the market, people need to sell. When there is a dip, the people need to buy. But what generally happens, people buy after the markets are high, people sell when the markets are low. If this is the scenario, what will happen? Similarly, we have seen here, right? So we will buy at 314. The same example. Okay. So there is nothing much difference. We'll buy at 314. Here we'll buy after seeing that it has reached from 100 to 300 rupees. Here this is the scenario we buy, and this is the scenario we sell. So if this is the case, what happens? We invest 1 lakh and we exit out of our portfolio at 30,000 rupees. So that is how it's been completely mismatched, and investors just completely move out of the mutual fund or SIPs. But what exactly we need to do? Okay, we just need to understand that if equity is our choice, our time or the tenure of holding must be a longer term and it must not be a shorter term. Why? Because if you see the graph here clearly, so when there is a correction, always there is a rise. When there is a correction, always there is a rise. When there is a correction, there is always a rise. So our point is to hold for a longer tenure and to consider equity if we are seriously looking to generate something out of it for a longer tenure only. So here are few scenarios. 92 there is a Harshad Mehta scam. Okay, there is a dip of 50 to 54% in single year. Again, the Sensex has recovered 127% in 1.5 years. Similarly, in 96 there is some another crisis of 40% dip in another 4 years and recovered 115% in a single year. Same in 2000 there is a tech bubble, 56% is been depreciated in 1.5 year and 138% is raised in 2.5 years. The 2008 that this is where the value has dropped from 314 to 111. 61% is been depreciated. Next 1.5 year it has recovered 157%. Okay, so the corrections are completely expected and that's the nature of market. Okay, so even in this year there is a huge correction and most of it is been recovered, but the point is like holding and exploring. Yeah, few more funds with live examples. Okay, so the same 10,000 SIP started with from 2008 to 2009. What happened if someone had booked a loss, and what happened if the same SIP is continued for some more months, so that his invested amount has increased with profit has increased. Right? Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, nice. So this is the point. Okay, we need to understand without this volatility, there is no point that someone can make money out of it. Okay, so once there is an opportunity, once there is any value of holding, we can make money out of equity only on a longer term, and a goal is to be attached. Once our goal is reached, what we need to do? We need to move out of equity and we need to park in any hybrid or any fund which is lesser risky than that. So if you cannot do that, what happens? We might take the risk. So SIPs or any equity investment need to come with an asset allocation and we need to balance our plan according to that. Once we reach our goal, immediately we need to move out of 100% equity asset allocation to a hybrid or a debt category of fund so that our principal will be secured. If this is not being taken care, we are going to take a huge risk on our equity or on our investments or goals, whatever it is.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Praveen.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
It was a really informative session. Like
yeah,
most of my doubts are cleared. Once I would like to meet you personally so that we could plan some things. Okay, I will not take much of your time and thank you for your presentation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, few questions being posted or anything to be answered. I just okay. Pratap, sir, you have asked few for one question. So, hope how the mutual fund works. I think that has been answered here, right?
Yeah, Praveen.
Yeah, sir. Nice. So, and some more questions like Vijay Mohanty, sir. Sir is not joined the session. So he asked me about debt funds, how the categories are. So that's a bit long subject. I can explain him in detail. Okay. So any other questions or any other thing to be explained? What will be the best option? We are not sure. When we need to withdraw. See, when best option, okay, contra fund. What is contra fund? See, what contra fund or value fund is a we can say like contra itself means something like selecting the stocks which are undervalued. Okay, so value there is a strategic contra value. These two categories are separate categories. Okay, that comes under equity schemes only. They chooses the stocks. Okay, which are contrarian. Let us say if the stock value comparatively low compared to the market rise, they pick the stocks which are going to rise in further market. Okay, so those select the stocks which are completely unique in way. Right. So what and what is the other question? Going against wind in the market and invest. Okay, so I couldn't understand what is this going against wind in the market and invest. See, going against wind, see, we need to be very clear. Okay, without asset allocation, we cannot do anything. Okay, we need to understand what exactly the goal is, where we need to part. If we cannot understand or if we cannot stick to a goal, stick to a plan, definitely we'll be out of it. Right? So without a proper planning, not even 100 rupees is to be parked. Okay, Mr. JSP, I hope this is clear. Any other questions? What is fund of funds? See, fund of funds, like, see, in India, we cannot explore US markets, right? So in India, what if someone wanted to buy an ETF? Okay, ETFs are some commodities. There are few things which, if we wanted to explore, Mr. Nitin, if we want to invest in US markets, we doesn't have an option, right? So then there are few category of funds like Edelweiss US Greater China Fund, okay, Edelweiss US Tech Fund, which gives us an option to explore US markets also. Yeah, fund, can we say fund manager is the captain of the ship? Yeah, because mostly he is the one who selects the stocks and who delivers the returns. And apart from, we need to understand the fund house also. What is their nature? Okay, so there are 42 mutual fund houses in India: ICICI, HDFC, Reliance, Tata, Birla. Like this, we need to understand what is the nature of the fund house, where they are more concentrated on it. Let us say ICICI, HDFC. Okay, so these are more conservative. ICICI, I can say like it is a more conservative AMC, mutual fund company, where they more focus on securing the principal rather than generating higher returns. Okay, just like few mutual fund companies like Nippon, L&T, they are aggressive fund houses. Okay, who take aggressive calls in generating returns. In that particular category, we can select funds, equity funds from those fund houses who are very aggressive. Okay, Invesco is one AMC. Okay, who are good at both. Mirae is one AMC who is extremely good at equities. Axis. So we, based on the fund, based on the equity or debt fund which we are choosing, depends on that the equity or debt fund, the fund house to be selected. Yeah, the fund manager obviously plays the role, and he ultimately makes it, and the management also, I can say. So Pratap sir, I hope the question has been answered. Any other questions?
No, sir, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Mr. Praveen,
yeah, sir. Yeah.
one thing from my side, like what do you suggest and how do you see the market for this Corona time, COVID time, whatever it is? And we, as of now, we are not clear about the medicine or whatever vaccine it is. So
Sir.
is it like as of now we are not clear about the medicine about the this thing Corona,
Yes,
and
sir.
the markets are down.
Yes.
Okay, and day by day the cases are increasing worldwide, not only India.
True,
So
true, true.
yeah, we understood that this is the safer time to invest because it will
Yes.
shoot once the medicine is found. It will the market.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly. The same happened, okay, till
What is your
April, the
observation?
economy is only one third is open. Okay, when in the month of June, when around all the other companies, all the other offices have been started, we have seen a sharp rise in the markets, okay, in just 1 week
Okay.
time. Okay.
Yes.
So the point is like this COVID-19 or this coronavirus has created a break in the economy. Okay, if things are normal, that would be a different scenario. Okay,
Yes.
but this has created a pause. This has created a break. So
Hmm.
and this created a break in such a way even the incomes have been stopped for short businesses, small businesses. The jobs are at stake. So what is the primary solution? As I have told you, again we have a thumb rule, okay, of creating an emergency fund. So whenever we make something, whenever we earn something, always we must be in a position to park where we will have our regular income. If we do not make or if we do not create a regular or emergency fund, these are the times where we seriously see the issue. I'll just show you a fund. So this is how a debt fund works. So my screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
See the blue line is the graph.
Okay.
The blue line is the graph for 5 years. Okay, even for one. Sorry, it's the
Okay.
graph of 1 year.
1 year. Okay.
So even for 1 month, okay, we'll see the graph of 1 month. We know that last 1 month is a typical year. Even in 1 month also, the graph is linear. Even if you look at 3 years, the graph is something a linear graph. 5 years, the graph is linear. So this is a debt fund. Okay. So
Mhm.
with this scheme is able to generate you 7.86% per annum in last 5 years.
Okay.
So irrespective of market, because why we need to explore these kind of categories, because so these are the categories which help us and treat us like a emergency, or we can just here if you see the equity allocation, if you can see equity allocation, it is completely zero. So is it visible, right? The
Yes, it
equity
is.
allocation is zero. Okay, that the data the remaining 100% is been allocated in debt and others. So
Okay.
everything is being invested into government of India bonds, okay, commercial cash deposit, treasury bills, NCDs, commercial papers. See, everything is being government backed and low risk kind of instruments here we can see. So
Yeah.
if we cannot explore these kind of instruments, so yeah, if equity or one asset class we have explored, as I told you, debt instruments we need to explore instead of savings just to beat inflation. If you consider inflation, present inflation is 4%, and this
Mm.
particular instrument is able to generate us some 7.86%, I think
Okay.
that is more than enough, right, sir?
True.
True. So, see, always asset allocation makes the key. Asset allocation is a mandatory thing, and it is varies from person to person. Okay, see, myself, I'm an advisor. Okay, I can tell you where you can create wealth. Okay, I doesn't know whether the investor has already parked the money in savings account or the investor has already parked into other fixed deposits. If that is
Okay.
being explored, this is one category which we need to explore all the time. So asset allocation is the key end of the day. So might be a debt, might be a real estate, might be a gold, might be equity. So asset allocation is to be done, is to be managed, is never ignored. Okay, it is to be there.
Very true. Very true. Thank you for answering my question, Mr. Praveen.
Right, sir. Hope the answer is I mean
Okay.
on to
And
the
in
point.
fact, I'm 40 plus now.
Yeah, okay,
I,
sir.
if I would have invested since sometime back, like I was around 32, 33, it would have lot been a lot better. But
Sir, there is
better late
no
than
point.
never.
Okay,
And yeah,
sir,
well,
age is not a factor at all. Okay, we can explore the stuff, and
no,
here I am
what
to guide you to the best way
what I
possible.
what I mean to say, in this difficult time, I would have stored some parking money aside. Then it would have
Okay,
been more better. Never,
okay, sir.
never mind. Better late than never.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
One
thank
question
you.
on chart.
Yeah.
Aditya Birla, 15 years. Yeah. Pratap, sir, please. Yeah,
Uh,
Pankaj sir, thank you.
Sir, could you show me that 15 years chart?
Uh-huh.
Somewhere you're showing 2009, it was a 13 lakhs. Again, it's touched on 2013.
Yes, 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 yes.
It
See what
it
happened? Yeah. Yeah, sir.
is
Please
it
complete your
yeah
question.
yeah is it mean that 2009 to 2013 what he invested every month 15,000 is that
Uh-huh.
wasted his money?
No, sir. It is something like buying gold on a regular basis, sir. Okay, that is what we do. Okay, generally. So we buy
Yeah.
gold every month. Might be it is at 30,000 per 10 grams or 40,000, or if it reaches 60,000 also we buy. So what happens in this scenario? Our price is been averaging and we are investing regularly, right? So here also
Yeah.
the same. So here in this chart in 2008, okay, when the value is highest, see here. I think the screen is visible, right, sir? See
Mhm.
here the value is 314 units now, okay, and his accumulated units are how many, sir? 11,050, 11,053 units,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So even he after investing for another few years, okay, when the
Hmm.
value has gone to the lowest, but what is
Okay.
his units holding? It has gone to 12,334. See, simple logic, sir. When the value reduces, the number of units added increases. See here, when the value is 314, for the same amount of 15,000 what he invested, he got only 47 units. But when the value has gone down to 111, instead of 47 units, he could be able to add 134 units. What if he has skipped this particular month? What happens, sir? You tell me. 135 units will be out of his total portfolio, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's the same calculation. Okay. So at the end scenario, if he missed that particular month,
Hmm.
so out of 1780, 17,800, 134 units are not there in this portfolio. You tell me how many, I'll tell you only for that particular 1 month, how much he would have missed. We just calculate. Okay. So 134 units are missed, 135 into at the end of the code, the unit price is 746. 746. Sir, that
Yeah.
15,000 gave a value of 1 lakh, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
It
So
it, it mean
that
that
is the loss. You asked
yeah
me
it
what
mean
is the
that
loss.
yeah
Hmm.
cumulatively if you see that the same amount reached on 2013 but the value of the units I mean to
Mm-hmm.
say yeah number of units are accumulating month by month so it is
Exactly.
okay. Okay.
And in this scenario, okay,
Hmm.
no one knows that this particular month is the lowest. Okay. So because markets are always uh, goes in their own direction. So no one can predict that this is the lowest value. So here, if you see, if someone can predict this is the lowest value, why
Hmm.
could he have invested a long way? He could have invested everything on a single day, right? So that will never
Yeah.
happen. That will never happen. That will never happen.
You mean to say, irrespective of the market condition,
Yes.
if we should have to be connected with a mutual fund, means in the long term it will be give the fruitful result.
Exactly, exactly. We need to attach a goal and we need to stick to the fund. So if we
Yep.
do not stick to the fund or if we do not attach to a goal, simply we will be out of the scope and our journey in investing these SIPs or equities is completely unknown. Okay. It is something like we are going somewhere. Our destination is not clear. So we need to fix
Okay.
our destination, then we need to start our journey. Hmm?
Yeah. Thanks for addressing, Praveen. Thank you.
Right, sir. Right, right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So hope all the questions have been answered, and anything left out, you can just close it.
That's all from my side, Praveen. Thank you.
Huh? Right, sir. Right. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. So I'm ending the session here. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your evening.
Thank you, Mr. Praveen. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Praveen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amit sir. Thank you. Yeah.